again a very important unit, very important topic, autoencoders and decoders. So by now, about the neural networks, you may be having some idea where two very important elements we have studied, or networks model we have studied, CNN and RNN. So we will be having a generic idea about CNN as convolutional neural network, which is used to process images and video. So whatever comes related to image, it may be image classification, image detection, image grouping, image updating the image, that is nothing but image processing. All those things could be done by the neural network of CNN model. Okay, similarly, whenever it is something about the text, it is a processing of sequence of data. So when I say sequence of text, it may be a natural language processing, or it may be a text translation, or it may be a machine translation. It could be of anything. And not only that, speech recognition. You talk something and your system must be able to understand what it is. Accordingly, it has to respond. So language translation, text translation is something like you speak on some language and it needs to be converted on some other language. Okay, so there is a community of people who can understand only their mother tongue, whereas you cannot speak their mother tongue. You can only speak your English or Tamil, whatever the language you are familiar with. Okay, but at the same time you need to convey what you want to. What do you say? Parliament the MPs and MLAs used to assemble from various states. There will you know about the qualification of our MLA, MPs and all. They might not be having a very good qualification. They will not be able to convey anything in English, which is a common language we consider. In that case, what do? They speak, and that will be translated immediately, quickly, manually, and it will be conveyed to the people who has to understand about it. Okay, but now whatever we speak with the support of neural networks, it will be immediately your speech will be listened, observed, and it will be translated, so that whatever I speak, immediately it will also be telecasted, so that anybody can understand. Like Hindi people are there, or Marathi people are there, or Gujarati people are there. They are also not very familiar with English or even Hindi. That is the case. To their mother tongue, it can be translated. So that is where it plays very, very important role. It is about language translation. Language translation. Speech recognition is something like you ask something, like you ask your Alexa, play this song. So it has to understand, and accordingly it has to respond. You are asking Alexa, what is the time now? So it will understand what you are asking and then give the time accordingly. Okay. So like that, we have various AI-based devices which is able to recognize the text. Text is not only in the form of just typing. Your speech also should be converted as a text, and that is where we require encoding part. Encoding. So you speak too lengthy. Like sometimes consider my lecture itself. I may speak for 10 minutes, but it may be to address a single sentence. To make you to understand a particular thing, we may speak so much. Finally, as an abstract, it needs to be converted as a single statement. When you consider sentimental analysis and all, like you read so many reviews, from that as a summary you say that the product is good. You can go with that. Or the product is not good, do not buy that. So that is what is the final summary. So all the text will be recognized and finally it is producing a single output. Okay. So it may be either in the form of a speech or in the form of a text. So whenever we want to process a sequence of data, we go with RNN. This is about RNN. So internally within the RNN, what is happening? So there will be a segment which we call it as autoencoder and decoder. A simple example, you have a big document which you are compressing it. Okay, so compress compressing, and again when you want to like and transferring the message, transmitting the content. Later again you have to decompress it, only then you will be able to use it. You can read, but if you want to make any modification, definitely you need to extract it, right? To read or to access, we need to extract. So you compress and then decompress. So always it is like a pair of thing. Encoding na there will be definitely a decoding. Compress na there will be a decompress. Zip na there will be a unzip. Okay, so here any text will be converted in the form of a vectors. Like nama image eppadi agum, image will be converted in the form of a pixels. Adhe madari text also will be converted in the form of a coding. Binary coding, zeros and ones. இப்படி நம்ம வச்சுக்கலாம். Like I just give a number, one for domestic animals like cat or cow or a dog. For these things and all, I give a number as like 111. Suppose if it is a wild animal, I am going to give the number coding as 100. This is how I code my model. So when I want to check, okay, so I just say dog, find out whether it is a domestic animal or a wild animal. This is my testing part. Okay, so when it is testing, whatever the input I give, that will be converted, and already there will be a trained set. It will be making a comparison, accordingly it will give the result. So anything will be encoded, and later to read again on the other end also it must be in the readable form, so it will be decoded. So encoder and decoder are the very important elements of your RNN. Try to understand that. Yeah, now look at the slide. So normally supervised learning uses explicit labels. If it is red color, give the label as 1. Blue color, give the label as 2. A green color, give the label as 3. So depending upon the, like, I give a label. I am not making my system to do on its own, learn on its own, find out on its own. But that is not the case always. This is possible with only a machine learning, with only a limited amount of data. But now we are processing big data. We are processing huge amount of data. We are not going to find it is a kind of Aadhaar. Aadhaar is a ID card, that is a unique ID. Okay, that is a unique. So in the entire population of India, one person needs to be identified, one person needs to be validated. We are using that particular ID alone. So that particular ID has taken the input as your impression or eyeball, something like that. Okay, so among so much of data, it needs to identify, or it needs to classify, group, and all those things have to be done. So for that only we go with the neural networks, deep learning. Machine learning will be able to process only a limited amount of data, whereas deep learning will be able to process huge amounts of data. Fine. So unsupervised learning relies on only data. How you train your model, the past history, based on that the current training will be taken place on its own. As I mentioned earlier, for some other scenario, you have given a training to your model about the perfume, the properties of the perfume and all those things. Okay, and it knows even the smell of the flowers. Now you are giving an input as a perfume which is of a jasmine fragrance. So I have not given explicitly that perfume is of that fragrance, but it knows the smell of jasmine and it knows the smell of perfume. By combining those two things, it itself trained, and it is giving me the output as this so and so perfume fragrances like your jasmine or some fruit or something else, right? Fine. So this I think bag of words, continuous bag of words. Since whenever we say sequence of data, it is nothing but continuous bag of collection of words we can say. So அதுதான் நம்மளோட main motto, why we go for RNN. Okay. Auto encoder. So here is the simplest architecture or the diagrammatic explanation for you. Auto encoders are designed to reproduce their input, especially for the images. Now I expect a question from you. Ma'am, always you talk about image na CNN, text na RNN. Then why are we saying it is for the image? Say always this the broad classification will not work out. Sometimes the text may be embedded with the image. Your text may be in the shape of something. Okay, the text could be written as a diagonal manner, or it may be written as a rectangle, a triangle, something like that. You use some other thing to write your, the font can be designed in such a way that it may reflect some images, or in other words I can say images could be embedded with some text. Okay, so there I cannot completely segregate. In such cases definitely I require autoencoders where it will take care of the text and compression and classification, all those things. So key point is to reproduce the input from a learned encoding. So look at the diagram. You have an input image which will be converted as a latent space representation, and finally again a reconstructed image. So always, as I mentioned, encoding only for the process purpose we are making encoding. Later to read again, to approach, to store, it has to be decoded. Even when we talk about this security, this encryption, decryption and all, it is like that only. Okay, so you encrypt something to give more security and you transmit the data across the network. So if anybody is taking the data in between in the network who will not be able to read what is the message you have conveyed. Okay, but on the other end again it is in the encrypted form. Now he will not be able to read, the recipient will not be able to understand what you are trying to say. You are talking something here, you are using some coding word, you are using some code word, two persons are talking, you are using some code word. If some third person is listening, that will not be able to understand. In such a way you are doing, but at the same time the code word what you are using must be understood by the recipient. In such a way only you can do any of the encryption. Okay, so normally the input or the sender will take the actual message which will be encrypted and transmit across the network. On the other end, decrypt, only then it can be read by the recipient. Okay, similar concept only. So input image, convert it, and we do the process over here and then reconstruct the image. Autoencoders, some more points about it. PCA takes a collection of vectors. So the images will be converted as a vector. The sequence of text also will be converted as vectors and produce a usually smaller set of vectors that can be used to approximate the input vectors via linear combination. Compressed. Why do we go for compression? For the reduction of the dimensionality, right? So the size should be reduced. For that purpose only we go with the compression, right? Zipping or anything we do only for the sake of reducing the size. Here again, image nale, when we talk about the image, it may be a 2D or 3D namarda. So when it is 2D image, the dimensionality will be reduced and then process will be taken place, then it is reconstructed again. Okay, so we give more importance, focus for the image, very efficient for certain applications. Neural network autoencoder can learn non-linear dependencies. By this autoencoder, we will be able to, like linear process is very simple. You will be able to know what will be the next. Okay, when I say 1 to 10, 1, after 1 it will be 2, after 2 it will be 3. And I am constructing it as a tree structure, or if it is a graph structure, you will be confused whether I should go this way or diagonal way. Correct? That we say it is a non-linear. So always non-linear, processing a non-linear function of the data will be a complex task, and that is where your neural network autoencoders supports you. Can use convolutional layers, can use transfer learning, because it is all embedding of your text and image. Since image will be there, CNN has to play a role, and text will be there, transfer learning you require. So here is an example. Autoencoder, we are following structure which we saw just before. What encoder does? Compress the input into a latent space of usually smaller dimension. So what you need to understand here, encoder will compress the image or text and the size will be reduced. It will be converted as a vector. So this very important things you need to know. So it is being performed after. Note that we are using this way. H is equal to f of x, where x is the original one which is decoded as h, where we are applying some function to reduce the dimensionality. Decoder, exactly the reverse process. We reconstruct the input from the latent space. So you take the original input, encode the encoded one. Again you need to apply decoder for the recipient end or the other end. Okay, this is to store or for the further process we need to reconstruct the output. So how the process is taken place? R, just to say it is reverse, R is equal to G of f of x. So h is equal to f of x is here encoding now. The reverse process will be the decoding. So finally what you will be getting after decoding? You will be getting it as again x. Whatever the input you have taken here, same thing you will be getting again after the decoding. So applications, if you see, denoising. Denoising, when there are noise with your input, image or text or combination of both of them, that could be reduced, because we are reducing the dimensionality of whatever you give, so that the noise could be reduced or completely removed. Input clean image plus noise and trying to reproduce the clean image. So you can look at the input and output. So this is the input we are giving. So we don't give normally input like this. You are taking a pic where it is of much crowded. Okay. So in that you are saying please identify so and so person. Just by saying where eyes are just without the encoding and all, it will not be easy to do. So it performs the encoding where the noise will be completely removed. So after that when you decode and see, you get the denoised image. Clear? So some more applications for you. Image colorization, input black and white and trying to produce color images. This is one of the wanted, required applications, right? We only have the black and white images and that needs to be converted as a color image without affecting anything. So that is possible with this. So this is the original image and then we do process. Okay. So whatever the color you want to incorporate over there, you can do it. Aarti, you have any points to share with me? No? Some more examples for you. Clear image it will be. Watermark remover. So there is a watermark through this encoding that has been removed and you get the clear image. Yeah. Properties of autoencoder. So here are some important properties for your autoencoder. It will be of data specific. There is no much thing involved over there. Each and every decoding or encoding is taken place just based on the data. Like you want to remove the watermark, or you want to you want to get a clear picture, you want to remove the noise. So depending upon your data, what you are giving, only the process is taken place. Autoencoders are only able to compress the data similar to what they have been trained on. What is the training I have given? Only based on that it will be able to do. So when I have given a training, remove the watermark, it will be able to do. If I have given the training of this, or sometimes I can give an instruction to combine both the techniques and then do. But everything based on the data alone. Lossy, the decompressed outputs will be degraded compared to the original inputs. It may happen. Okay. Next, learn automatically from the examples. That is the speciality of this. It will be able to learn itself by given example. Capacity is another scope. Bottleneck layer. So this under complete, you need to know. can use the autoencoders. For that, definitely we must know the capacity of what it can do. That's it. You cannot expect your encoders to do much on your own wish. It can do only a limited task where there will be address this through some combination of the following things. As I mentioned, one training I have given to remove the watermark. One set of training I have given to convert black and white to color images. Something I have given to denoise the images. When I go with the combination of these things, I will be able to achieve a combination of tasks too. So bottleneck layer, fewer degrees of freedom than impossible output like some. With the help of bottleneck layer, and the degradation will be improved a little. That's it. Trying to denoise, sparsity through regularization, contractive, penalty. Then we have learned already. Okay, in the generic way, like how to regularize your neural networks model. The same thing could be combined over here. Contractive penalty. So based on the laws, penalty could be added. We have studied this gradient function. Based on that, we will be adding a penalty, which is nothing but adding something to the weight, updating the parameters. Example, with the structure it is being taken. This is your familiar architecture of autoencoder. Suppose input image are n by n and the latent is m, which is less than n by n. A வந்து n by n க்கு input கொடுத்திருக்கு, whereas m க்கு latent space கொடுத்திருக்கோம். While latent is denoted by m, whereas input image is denoted by n by n. No idea. So your input, because we do consider in the form of an image. Okay. So any image will be represented as a matrix only. So we take n by n. Always that will be converted as a vectored value. It will be a vector of values. It will not be a matrix. And that will be of this size. Then the latent space is not sufficient to reproduce all images. These are all the problems with that. Okay. Needs to learn and encoding that capture the important features in training data sufficient for approximate reconstruction. So, okay, fine. According to that situation, I have not given the training, but still it has to combine two or more samples and then it has to produce the output. As I mentioned, perfume I have given a training, flowers I have given a training. It has to combine both of them. Sometimes there may be two similar things can smell in the same way. We don't say, let us assume it is a food. Okay, sometimes your noodles and pasta may smell like same if you are adding cheese on both of them. Or some other junk food you consider also, or even the soft drink you consider, something may smell same or something may taste also same. We will not be able to differentiate. Just by seeing Coke and Pepsi, just drinks on the cup, it has to identify means there may be a confusion, and in that case it should be able to do on its own. So those things require more and more feature addition, and that could be the bottleneck of this layer or method. Yeah, this is implementation. This much is not required for you. Denoising autoencoders. Now we are going to see autoencoder for each purpose. Denoising now how we are going to do. Removing the watermark means how we are going to do. And suppose you want to convert black and white to color images now, how we need to train our model or how we are going to modify our thing. Yes, basic autoencoder normally tries to minimize the loss between x and the reconstruction g of f of x. The loss should be reduced. That is the intention behind any of the basic autoencoder. Denoising autoencoder kondu varanum. Normal autoencoder will be just convert it to a vector and then reconstruct it. Adula depending upon my requirement, I will be adding some additional functions. So here it is denoising. So I will be voice. So I want to reduce the noise. How do I denoise the thing from my video? No? I cannot give some voice and all. Instead, I can say if there is a noise of fan sound, that alone you denoise it. So some random noise I add over there, and I will instruct my model, my auto decoder to denoise it. You get my point? But again, this will be a bottleneck because different noise are coming. Suppose suddenly mic is coming and it is making some sound, or you are pulling a chair, it is giving some noise. Like how many voices I can predict and train my model. The general is throughout my video the fan sound will be there, so that I can add this fan sound as a noise which needs to be removed. But it is not possible with the various types of noise or unexpected, which I cannot record even, or I cannot give it as a random noise. Also those things will be the bottleneck again. Same possible architecture, different carried as a data set on damaged documents. So just a sample. Okay, before the noise, after denoising it. Denoising autoencoder, how the process is taken place. As we are familiar with this sigmoid function, we do sigmoid as an activation function to process it. So we will be adding W over here. W is the noise. I have taken it randomly. Sparse auto, these are all the various types, just to know all these things. And this you may see it in your context, contractive autoencoders. So I take some similar input and I expect similar activities. Okay, if it is a domestic animal, they behave in this manner only. If it is a wild animal, they behave in this manner only. Or their reaction or their look, அதெல்லாம் சிமிலராக இது பண்ணி அதுக்கு சிமிலர் ஆக்டிவேஷன் ஃபங்க்ஷன்ஸை நான்